Hi, my name's Aly Zhang. I graduated from Caulfield campus and I was the class of 2011. I started in year 5 and I stayed from year 5 to year 12. It was really lovely. I think it was really great for me to be there as a primary school kid because it really helps, with some of your developmental years, and then to have all of high school there as well was my experience. So Caulfield Grammar was really great because it had and still does have such a great, rich extracurricular system. It really, I think, encourages all levels of participation in lots of different things. So you would have sports, arts, music, theatre, lots of different like academics, of course. And for me, I did gravitate towards the arts. So I was in band, I was in choir, I was in orchestra, chamber choir, and then I was in a few plays. And so for me, my close friends were all part of the arts, creative, extracurriculars. I kind of was encouraged to feel like you can pursue a creative, you can have a creative pursuit and see how it goes for you. And so then, because they were looking at my extracurriculars and I was also a music scholar, they did encourage me to say, well, it seems like you'd be a natural fit for, at that time, music. And then I chose to do music, creative writing and film. My first full-time jobs were in the film industry. So I was part of video production companies, whether that was on sets or through advertising, or short films and film and TV. So that was those were my first full-time jobs. And then I was looking for producer roles and fell into what I would say now is the immersive experience, world, events, creative experience, design, a lot of those things, multimedia, all those kind of things. Those labels can kind of change. But yeah, what I currently do at this point in time is working with different companies and brands and people who want to share their love for making, I guess, unique, immersive experiences. So things that have a lot of multidisciplinary arts, coders, developers, 3D artists, dancers, they all kind of come together and make, really unique art. And it's really gratifying to see how different sectors can combine. Well, when I was at VCA, part of the practical course was to make films that you wrote, directed, produced, and that was really great because it meant that I learned very quickly, and you would also obviously collaborate with other people and help with their work. Yes, and then my second one was Reflected, which was one about, I suppose, coming from my experience as a Chinese Australian, how I felt about how I see the world and how the world sees me, certain struggles about, fitting in and expectations that, maybe I carry or were put onto me. And that was, a very personal film. I had a lot of influences from the culture that I live in, that I inhabit, and that one was called Reflected, and that also did quite well as well. That was very, very intimate for me. For me, I think, with diversity, I think everyone should approach it differently. I think there can be a real concern where we put this big umbrella and then it's the same, every immigrant has the same experience, and they don't. And I feel like it's quite interesting because I really loved being in Australia. I love, that it's so open and free, and I love that. And then coming from a Chinese background, there is such tradition, but also there is, there's still room in that. But I do really like, the older I get, the more I treasure that, I treasure the traditions and the customs, because that's part of what gives you culture and part of, the special things that you can feel are really dear and, near and dear to you. So I definitely keep that. I didn't try to, I tried to blend in that, I would speak English, obviously, and, learn these languages or customs or know what a barbecue is or, but what has been really cool is that it's become a unique selling point for me to keep my culture. I've been part of events where I'm brought on because I have that understanding of my own culture and Australia, and I can be a bit of a bridge. And sometimes maybe people can't find the right people. They're struggling a little bit to find someone who can support, give that support to a community or an event or an organization. And so I think if you come from a point of difference, just embrace it. Go in unprepared, and then you'll see what you need to be prepared, if that makes sense. As in, maybe if you're asked to do something that you have no idea about, you will make a plan, and then you'll start to realize, oh, okay, this thing is missing, that thing is missing, and you'll be more prepared for the future. When I was like going through, different exams and things, a good way for me to understand my points and my thought pattern was to actually help teach someone else. And you realize, oh, this thing doesn't work because I'm not explaining it well. Maybe I'm not explaining it well because I don't understand. And those holes that you're finding, you'll know where to put your attention to.